What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we're going to focus on how to build a pan blur transition from scratch. Now let's get started. Now, if you enjoy watching these videos and you want to see more like it, please subscribe to the channel because I'm constantly creating new content. So let's head down here in the timeline. You'll notice I have two clips, one I highlighted blue and one I highlighted yellow just to separate them. And right here you can see where it just transitions to the other one. We're going to put a pan blur transition right here in the middle with the little swoosh sound effect. So let's do first things first. Let's head over to the effects tab over here to the left. And let's actually go to the video transitions. Let's head down to slide. And you're going to see inside the slide folder there is a push transition. So we're going to grab that and we're going to drag it over here and place it right in the middle. I'll play it and go over it for a second so you can see what it does. So you can see how it kind of slowly moves over there like that. So the first thing I want to do is shorten it quite a bit because you want it to be much faster, the movement. So we have that started now. So now we have the push side, but now we want to add the blur portion. So let's go back up here. So head up here to the main place. So now let's add an adjustment layer. Let's come down here to the bottom to the new item button. Click on it and you're going to see adjustment layer. Just confirm it's the same settings as your sequence, which it is. So now it'll place it over here in the project panel. Let's grab it, drag it, and bring it right on top of the transition. We don't want the blur portion to be bigger than the transition. So let's just slide this down. Let's make it the exact same size as the transition here. So now we have the exact same size, but the adjustment layer is empty. It's just blank. So we'll come back over to the effects tab. Now let's go to video effects and let's head down to blur and sharpen. And inside that, you'll see about 3 down. It'll say directional blur. Let's grab that and drag and drop it over the adjustment layer. So now if we double click on this, it'll take us up here. We go to the control panel and you'll notice here at the bottom, it says directional blur. So that is that effect that we've added. Now let's adjust the blur part because we want it to seem like panning very quickly. You'll notice when we grab this and we raise the blur, obviously the image gets blurrier. But you'll notice the blur motions are going up and down. We want them to go left and right because we're going to do a pan. So let's reset that here. And the direction, we're going to change to 90. So now when we adjust the blur portion, you'll notice the blur effect goes left to right, which is what we want. So let's bring this blur up higher. Let's go to like 300, just so it has a nice smear blur effect. It goes to 302, that's fine. So now if we go down here to the adjustment layer, if we widen this out a little bit, the blur from the very beginning is just as aggressive as it is in the middle, so it's 300 the whole time, which we don't want. We want it to build up to the 300 and then disappear to make it seem like a swoosh effect. So we'll go up here to the blur length where it's 302 right in the middle. Let's create keyframes. So we'll start the keyframe section right here. You'll notice it automatically places a keyframe in the middle at the 302 blur length. So now we want to get a keyframe at the front and at the end of the adjustment layer. So let's move this over a little bit. And we don't want it to be the 300 of the full blur effect. So let's reset this to 0. So now this keyframe we've placed is at 0. And I'm going to right mouse click and I'm going to ease out because we want that to ease out from the very beginning. So now let's slide this to the very beginning. Let's do one more keyframe that we're going to place at the end, but let's do an ease in. And let's slide this all the way to the very end. Now you'll notice here where the blur effect, it changes as it moves across. So it's a 20, so it starts at 0 and then it gets to the highest point blur, which is the 300. And then it kind of eases its way down into 0 again. So let's pull this back. And let's watch and see how it plays out. So you'll notice how that was a much nicer blur than it was before. Let me turn this off and play it. So you see the movement. Now we'll adjust the blur again. Now if we just add a nice little sound effect to it. So obviously the middle peak is the blur here, so we want the sound effect to be right there, kind of peaking in the middle. Now let's hear it with sound. And that's it. That's how easy it is to build your own pan blur transition effect and add a little sound effect to give it a little extra punch. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel because I'm constantly creating new content. That being said, have a great day. Later.